Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hall. Welcome to the Halls of Math. Today we're going to look at graphing inequalities and solving inequalities, and then you guys will be able to graph them after we solve these equations. So when you look into your packet, I got problem number 17 on inequalities and graphing them. It's x plus 7 is less than 0, or x minus 4 is greater than negative 10. So with this problem, first thing you want to do, remember we created a t-chart. So we'll create a t just like so. Then I'm going to rewrite the problem so I separate it at the or. So it'll be x plus 7 is less than 0. And then x minus 4 on the other side is greater than negative 10. Now the goal here is to get it down. It's an equation, one-step equation pretty much here for both sides. Is get x by itself. So you do the opposite of plus 7. You do minus 7 on both sides. 7's cancel out on this side. The x will come down. It's going to be less than. And then 0 minus 7 is going to be negative 7. So that's for that side. And then on the other side, we have x minus 4 is greater than negative 10. Well, get x by itself. Got to do plus 4. 4's cancel out. Bring the x down is greater than, and negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. The one thing you do have to remember on these is anytime if you have your arrows that are open with no lines underneath, it's going to be an open dot. And then remember if they have a line underneath them, I can't do it right there. Let me go up a little bit more. Like that. They both have a line. Remember you're going to have a closed dot. So just remember that when you're graphing these numbers. Make sure your arrows should usually, as long as there's or in there, they should be pointing the opposite direction. So we have negative 7, and this is going to be your final answer. And then you just plot the point on your graph or your number line. So let's go ahead and go to the next problem, number 18. Number 18 is going to be negative 6x less than negative 48, or x plus 4 is less than 5. Again, create our t-chart. So create the t-chart. On this side is going to be negative 6x is less than negative 48. And on this side is going to be x plus 4 is less than 5. So now that I'm done that, so go ahead and look at the negative 6x is less than negative 48. Well, it's 6 times 1x, so you're going to divide by negative 6 on both sides. So this is the only way you're going to be able to get x by itself. But remember though, when you are dividing by a negative number, and only when you're dividing by a negative number, your sign will change. So this sign right here is going to flip. So I bring my, these 6's cancel out. My x comes down. The sign will flip now. And negative 48 divided by negative 6 is going to be positive 8. And then we go to the other side. Plus 4, so it's going to be minus 4. The 4's cancel out. The x comes down, and it's going to be less than. And 5 minus 4 is 1. So just remember, when you're doing this, it's going to be an open dot going that way, and an open dot going that way. So folks, that's how you're going to solve inequalities. They're one-step equations, so just be very careful when you're looking at them. If they're a multiplication like a number is a multiplication problem, we got divide to get the answer. The other ones are just plus or minus. So that's all it is. So whenever time you see a number next to a letter, that means multiply. You do the opposite is to divide.